It's the Boaz Pirates and Coach Jeremey Sullivan. He's beginning his 4th season as the Pirate head football coach. Coach, if you'd introduce the young men who you brought with you today, then make some comments about the 2020 Boaz Pirates, would appreciate it.
All right, this is Keaton Kennedy. He's a senior wide receiver. Caden Benefield, he's a senior running back. He played for us last year. He was our leading rusher last year. This is Keaton's first year playing football. He'll be a new addition for us. We have quite a few of those kids that are new additions for us this year that we hope will make an impact. Probably more than we've ever had since I've been there. It's been a different kind of summer, but we've had good participation all summer, and we're looking forward to getting the season started.
All right, questions, guys?
Coach, your team got some attention social media here recently. Talk about that, because I think a lot of people, if you've not seen it, just kind of tell people, and then I would like comments from your players too, because like you said in the video, you had nothing to do with what happened.
We have a player for us as a 9th grader. He was riding his bike to practice. He lives a couple miles from the school. He was riding his bike to practice. He misses a couple of days 1 week. We go find him, find out what's wrong with him. Well, for about the week before that, he'd been walking to practice. It's about 2 miles. And I say practice, I really mean conditioning. He'd been walking 2 miles and then conditioning and walking 2 miles back. And so this summer especially, and I usually do because I want the kids to know where other kids are if they're not there. If they have my permission to not be there or if they're just missing. I want all our players to know that. And especially with the COVID concerns this year, of course, we want to be as upfront as we can. So I just shared with them the story. This kid's he's been walking. That's how bad he wants to be a part of us. He's willing to walk to come. And we, of course, the coaches started giving him rides. Obviously, we didn't know he was walking, or we would have already been giving him rides. And then the players came to me Monday night. I had a couple calls from players about if it would be okay if they took up money and went and bought the kid a bike and gave it to him. Of course, obviously that was great, So I was at a Booster Club meeting and asked them to stop by because I wanted to give them some money. So we have a couple kids that came by, and then they went to, I guess, Walmart or wherever y'all went to, bought him a bike and came back and actually brought me my money back because they had took up so much that they said they didn't need my money. So it was completely a player-led deal. And then, of course, the video that's going around that's been making my phone blow up for the last 2 days has been, it's of us giving him that bike at practice. And I say us, they're the players giving him that bike at practice. He's a great kid, and, it's awesome to see our other players, have such a selfless mindset and such a giving heart. We want to win football games, and that's, there's no doubt about that. But there's other lessons that we would hope we're helping to teach, and we didn't teach them all that. I know that our coaches staff, their parents started with their parents, and their church and the community that we live in, and so they've had that ingrained in them the whole time. But obviously, to do something like that. It was a lot of players involved in it, and I think it's a great sign of where we are as a team, as far as just as how much we care about each other. And I've been doing this long enough to not try to guess about how many games we'll win, but I know those kids are going to be winners. I don't know how many football games we'll win, but one day they're going to be, in the grand scheme of things, that's a lot more important than winning a football game. So. It's it got me then. Heck, it gets me a little bit now. It's you as a football coach, you work all your life and hope you have influence on a few kids, and then to see that you have kids playing for you that are doing the things that you just hope you make and put into them, that gets you. And my kids are around them every day, and it makes me happy that I got an 8th grader out there practicing with them every day. That maybe that'll rub off on him. Mm-hmm. So. Anyway, that's kind of the story, and it's obviously blew up. And I was just reading him an email I got from a guy who's offensive coordinator at Stony Brook University in New York. He sent me an email just kind of commending the kids and wanting them to know that he shared that, and I've just got a lot of a lot of attention, and that's a good thing. I think the world needs it right now.
And talk a little bit about you guys getting together to do that. What inspired y'all to do that?
Yeah, so we were in film room one day, and Coach talking about how he didn't have a ride, so we just started texting that night, talking about if we can raise some money and buy him a bike, and we just all pitched in a little bit of money and just raised up enough. And the bike was kind of plain at first, so we put little wheel lights around it, so
Nice.
bought him a little lock for it and stuff. But yeah.
Good deal.
Coach, senior quarterback last year in Easton Hardin. I think he maybe a 3-year starter.
Yes, sir.
That's a large part of your offense. Who do you think at this point in time you got competition? Who may step in that position for you?
Well, we have a little bit of competition, but it's going to probably be a kid named Carter Lambert. He was our backup the last 2 years. Carter's a kid that was in my middle school PE class when I first got there. He went from about 85 pounds to probably about 170 pounds now. He's one of the hardest working kids I've ever coached. He's totally and completely committed. He's waited his turn. Never anything except trying to be a good teammate. And I fully expect him to be the starter.
How much is the guy sitting beside you on your right there going to mean to your offense this year?
He may get a couple of carries. We've been debating on whether we're going to give him any carries or not. He's got a chance to have a really great year. I think if we can get everything else to rolling, I think some of the new guys that we have will have an impact on that, and he's going to be a big part of our offense.
Kate, just a question off of that. Have you set any? Again, I know the team has team goals and it's to win, but have you set personal goals of what you'd like to do this your senior season?
No, sir. It's all a team sport to me. I mean, as long as we win, it doesn't matter about my stats.
That was a great answer.
Keaton, I've coached you on the basketball court a little bit the last couple of years. What made you want to play football, and what do you think you can take from being a basketball player out there on the football field?
I mean, they just always talked about me playing football, and I don't know. I guess I'm a leader on the basketball court, and I'm not a leader on the football team. I just got here 1 year, and I don't know. I love football now. I wish I'd have played every 4 years of my high school career, but I don't know.
Me
Yeah.
too.
Coach, you talked about the great story of the guys getting by the bicycles, and obviously Caden is a senior who's been playing football at Boaz, and Keaton his first year. But talk about this senior class. How many seniors do you have? Was it the seniors that came together?
I have no idea how many seniors we have. That's terrible, ain't it? I should have probably got that information before I came. I have no idea how many seniors we have. We have this is a kind of a different senior class. We have, I think, two kids that have never played before that are seniors. And they've kind of just, and they'll be starters for us, and they've just kind of just fit right in, And then on the bike thing, it was just a bunch of kids getting together. The kid who let it up don't want anybody to know he let it up, and I ain't gonna tell on him. So it was just a bunch of kids that got together, and everybody played a role in that. It's just as important as anybody else.
For the players, what kind of impact? Obviously, you want to have a big one on the field and your personal play to help your team. But off the field, whether it's in conditioning and workouts, in the huddle, what kind of impact do you guys expect to have, leadership-wise or otherwise, on your teammates?
Oh, well, it all starts with Coach Sullivan. He teaches us well, and we're pretty good leaders. We know how to just have good leadership and what to say and when to say it.
Yeah, that was good.
Keith, you're one of the two that hadn't played before.
Yes, sir.
You're a senior?
I played in middle school, but definitely.
Middle school, okay. What prompted you this time? Just your last year? Or?
Yeah, I mean, it was my last year, and then they always just talked about playing, like I said, and just, I don't know, I gave it a shot, and I like it.
Relentless recruiting. I made
I ever had a player like that last year, didn't you?
Yeah, that was one thing that got me on it. He scored about 3 touchdowns against us. That was a great player. We in the off season as coaches, one of the things we made a priority this year was recruiting, and we made a recruiting list, and we had a spreadsheet where we checked in every week, and coaches were assigned players, and we worked our tails off trying to make sure. And when I say recruiting, I don't mean outside of our school. In our halls, that we recruited every kid that we could. And me and Keenan had a good relationship the whole time I've been there, and I'm glad he's playing. And the other kid that's a senior, I begged him for 4 years to play.
What's his name?
Mason Alexander. He'll be a starting slot receiver for us. I begged him for 4 years to play. He was a baseball player, and the way we do things now, our baseball, football, and basketball all work out together all summer long. So there's really, we really get to know those kids better. They get to know each other better, and there's just not much division. It's a kind of I feel like, and they might can answer that better than I do, that there's not like a football versus basketball. It's everybody's in it together. And, obviously when we're in there in that weight room, I take as much time as I can to go talk to the kids that aren't playing that I want to play. And then Coach Black, our basketball coach, is doing the same, and Coach Keenum, who coaches football and baseball, is kind of in a unique position to help us. I think we only have like 4 baseball players that don't play football. And we don't have a lot of basketball kids. We got some, more than that, but we don't have a whole lot. So I think it's kind of a sign of how our athletic department works is we all work together and we're going to have to share athletes. And I think one helps the other. So anyway, you didn't really ask me, but I guess I gave my 2 cents anyway.
Coach, you have to like your schedule, even 5A Region 7, as far as you got like 6 rivals on that schedule, so that has to be, you have to like your schedule.
Absolutely. It's a good financial schedule and also a good competition schedule, and you hope it works out that way. With Guntersville and Sardis and Douglas all being in our region, those are all usually pretty good gates for us. And then, of course, us getting to play Arab and Albertville. And I'll say this, the coaches in the county did a good job of working together to make sure we could all keep those rivalry games. Myself and Coach Mitchell and Coach Reese and Coach Osmond all came together, and we had a meeting and decided and talked about and made sure that we worked together as well as we could so that we could play everybody in the county. And I think that's important. All those are huge gates. Whether it's Boaz and Guntersville or it's Albertville and Arab, it's going to be a huge gate, and for our programs, we need those games, and of course the competition and the interest for the fans. It worked out really well for us this go around, I think.
Coach, talking about the move, piggybacking off that question from Region 6 to 7, you guys have been a 3 or 4 seed in the past in the postseason. Do you see now, looking at that schedule, that this group that you have in front of you has a chance to be a 1 or 2 seed come postseason play?
Well, everybody's got a chance. We're all 0-0 right now, so everybody's got a chance. And I don't mean to be smart, but we've all got a chance, and I think that we have as good a chance as anybody, and we're going. That's our goal. We want to play a home playoff game. I don't make any. That's no secret, and that's a lot of people's goal, and they all got a chance too. I think obviously in that region, you look at that region, Guntersville's history and tradition, and their stability at head coach position has to give them the. You're just looking at that, they got to be the favorite to be the one, and after that, it's just a lot of people that's clumped together, and I'm hoping that maybe we can find a way to get one of those 2 spots.
I know when we talked in June, it was the beginning of workouts, you didn't really know about this group yet. You had no clue as far as what you had. Now seeing, working out with these guys, seeing what they're capable of, do you know what they're made of this year, and what are the expectations for them going forward?
Have you seen that video that's going around?
Yeah.
That's really all you need to know about the character. I know this. I love going to work every day and working with them guys. I can't wait. Like this week, I probably slept maybe 10 hours all week. I can't go to sleep at night. I can't wait. I start making scripts, and I can't wait to go the next day to practice to see them and to be around them and the way they work. I don't know how many games we're going to win, but I know that it's going to be a fun year for me because I love coaching them every day. And usually when it's like that, they're going to get better every week. And so we're going to try to get as good as we can get and win as many games as we can. And that might be none or that might be 10. I don't know. But we're going to do the very best we can, and that's all you can really ask for as a coach. And I kind of forgot the second part of your question, so I got to rambling and preaching. So
You're good.
I hope I got it.
Caden and Keaton, Coach has got a lot of energy. Big man with a lot of energy. Does the team feed off of that in the locker room and on the field?
Yes, sir, for sure. When we go out there, he just has a lot of energy. And when we get on offense, when it's offense versus defense, offense always wins. But
We didn't bring any defensive guys to defend themselves either.
defense they've always got intensity against us, and we got intensity against them, and we're very competitive against each other.
Yeah.
Okay. All right, Coach, let me ask you this. Old offensive lineman, you didn't talk about really offensive line, defensive line. Talk about those guys, because those are important guys blocking for that young man sitting to your right.
Yes, sir. That's probably where we're the thinnest at this year. In the past couple of years, we've had a lot of depth there and a lot of really good players. Luckily on offense, we have 3 kids back that have some experience there. Our starting left tackle will be a kid named Peyton Clift. He'll be a junior. He started at right tackle last year. Starting left guard will be a kid named Ben Patterson. He started about half the games last year. The starting center Kendrick, golly, that's terrible. I'm getting old. The starting center be a kid named Kendrick Jamerson. He played when Patterson wasn't playing. He rotated in at offensive line. We have a young kid, Mauricio Frasco. He's going to be the starting right guard. He'll be a sophomore. He saw a little bit of action last year, not a lot. He's really worked hard in the weight room. He's a real aggressive type kid that tries to finish blocks. And then our starting right tackle will be a kid named Gavin Huffman, who is a junior, played D-line for us last year. We moved him over to right tackle in the summer. So we're going to be, juniors, 1 sophomore. And so we expect to have that crew for 2 years, and that's kind of how I like it. I like when we hold on to them for at least 2 years, and maybe by that time we'll have some more behind them. Defensively, we got a kid named Junior Langford back who started for us, seems like forever. I guess he's been starting as long as I've been there. He played as a freshman. He's probably be our best defensive lineman. Ricky Velasquez is another defensive lineman that'll be a starter. Connor Washburn will probably be the other starter at defensive line. And then we got probably 6 guys behind them who we still, until we get shoulder pads on, I don't know. They all are kind of battling for a spot. I'm not sure who that second group of defensive linemen are, or the second group of offensive linemen. I think that's something we have to find out over the next couple of weeks. And I think with the COVID deal and the way that it's set up, that you have to have a backup at every position and one that's ready to go. And I'm hoping that we can find that offensive defensive line. That's really our focus for the next couple of weeks.
Okay, got time for one more question, if anybody's got one. Anybody with a question?
Coach, where is this, with everything that's happening, where is your team's mindset, both mentally, and where do they stand physically after not having a spring and summer workouts being so totally thrown out of whack? Where do you feel like you're at right now versus where you expect and hope to be in less than a month before the season gets here?
I think physically we've done a pretty good job. Our kids did a pretty good job when they were away from us of being active. And they probably wasn't doing exactly the prescribed thing we would have been doing if we'd have been there. But I think all of our kids were very active. They worked hard to kind of keep themselves close to shape. And then we've been going for 2 months now, I guess. So I feel like we're getting close to being ready in physical condition that we need to be in to play in a game. We've really been pushing it hard this past week on upping our tempo in practice, getting the game tempo. I think mentally we've taken the approach since the day we came back in June. We play August 21st. It's 7 o'clock, August 21st. I'm not real sure where Hayden is, but we're going to be there, and we're going to be ready to play. Other than that, we can't control any of that other stuff. I mean, I wish I could, but we can't control anything outside of that. So that has been our focus, and I hope that's what these kids would say. I don't know, but that has been all I have talked about is we are going to control every day. We're going to do everything we can to get better, to be ready to play August 21st. And that's all that I really know that we can do, and really the only approach I think that even makes sense in this, because they may shut us down tomorrow. We may play all 10 games. I don't know, and nobody else does either, I don't think. So we're August 21st, we'll be ready to play. And outside of that, I don't know. So that's kind of tried to be our focus.
All right, Coach, thanks to you and the players for being here today. Good luck to the Pirates this year.
Thanks for having us. We appreciate it.